and Tom and the bulldog free. The mousetrap caught something and then snared little Fly in the corner. And Spawn and Scudder sent the Banshee screaming and the nightmare fading. Whose dream will come true today?
To try and get fit, I recently joined an aerobics class, and I thought I looked pretty good in a leotard until someone asked if I'd come as an Easter egg. So I went to a steps class instead, which was a tragedy. I even got thrown out of the sauna. But if they put hot coals in the corner, I'm bound to have a barbecue, aren't I? Ah, well, maybe I should leave all the exertion to the robots. Time to see who's pumping some serious iron this week.
Craig, we've three newcomers to Robot Wars, Scorpion and Reactor against number 27 seed Chroma. Humphrey, they're new boys as well. We've seen the Steel Avenger before, up against the number 11 seeds Wild Thing. They're in the pits right now with Jules.
Looking to put the scrap back into metal. For the melees, we have Wild Thing. Literally too wild in the last wars, went out to panic attack. They were too fast, they lost control. So slightly smaller wheels, less speed but more manoeuvrability. This basically just turns them up the right way again. It's not that powerful. Main thing is force, which will be used against Humphrey. New to the wars, spent 2 years working on this. They brought their intensive care nurse, Mitch, should anything go wrong. Can lift a Ford Escort, pretty impressive. And watch out, there's a Humphrey about. Yes. The Steel Avenger. Obviously the main weapon is the duster at the front here. We've got bulletproof polycarbonate casing, twin Bosch motors, 750s, and this will come down on you with the force of Dawn French in a pair of stilettos.
Time to engineer some chaos. Let the wars begin.
Avenger.
A second appearance in the wars, back to avenge defeat by Duotor last time. Two electric motors give a top speed of 15 miles an hour to this trusty steed, and axe won't miss peeling back the shell of opponents. Shimmy too. Actually fell to the Steel Avenger in the third series of Robot Wars, into the pits. Then the Avenger came across a very good robot, an experienced robot in Duotor, and when toppled, they couldn't right themselves, they fell at that stage.
Hi, I'm John Willoughby, I'm team captain of the Pneumatic Fanatics. Hi, I'm Kevin Cockrell and I operate the weapons. This is Tony Bates, our third team member, who's on his way at the moment. This is our robot, the Steel Avenger. We've got a front cutting blade, we've got a very powerful pneumatic axis here, and the big improvement is we've now got an uprighting mechanism. And this is our lucky mascot, which we hope to clear up in the arena with.
From all the show in Hampshire, Wild Thing.
We'll make our hearts sing if we can go one step further than the semi-finals this time around. A stream egg, the multi-purpose lifting arm and lance, and even the eyes are powered by electricity. Ding ding, round one came out quickly against the prize fighter. KO'd against the arena wall. Next up, Small Talk. A smash and a bash and a crash. And then a thrash. Cerberus turned over for a tickle on the tummy, but in the series semi-finals, up against Panic Attack, that's where it ended. A Wild Thing.
I'm Nick Adams and I'm here with Jake and Isabel and our robot Wild Thing.
Last was with arms at the back, this was at the front, and it can self-fight us, lance other robots, and tip them up.
In last wars managed to get into the last 16, but this year was seed 11 and hope to go all the way.
From US in Nottinghamshire, Humphrey.
You better watch out Humphrey's about with its lifting arm made from a car jack spikes, gearbox sprockets from a lawnmower. Oh, and there's an old table leg in there somewhere too.
Hello, my name's Helen, this is Nick, and this is our robot Humphrey. To the uninitiated, it's got all sorts of goodies, and as they say, watch out, there's a Humphrey about.
The drive basically is two gearboxes made from lawnmowers. They've got two 24-volt motors and these two wheelbarrow wheels. It's got a turning circle of 0. It'll do a top speed of about 6 miles an hour, and this has lifted a car up by the dent there. But watch out, it's got a very nasty sting in the tail.
Roboteers, stand by.
The Steel Avenger from Suffolk. John Willoughby there, the controls on the left, Wild Thing. The controls, Nick Adams, Isabel and Jake. And there, Humphrey, new to Robot Wars, Mick Kirkwood of controls.
2, 1.
Wild Thing, the seated robot, quick to manoeuvre, now comes back on the attack, can get up to 8 miles an hour. It's not the heaviest of these three. Quite the opposite, in fact. Now a little nudge tentative on Humphrey. There's the Steel Avenger. Big, burly, somewhat cumbersome. What if those side panels are also prone to attack? They look a little bit suspect. Polycarbonate, aluminium and steel shell. That's Wild Thing dancing between the two. You see there, the Steel Avenger slow to turn. The Wild Thing has the speed advantage over these two opponents. Now attacking the Steel Avenger again into the CPZ, which means Matilda can come out with the Wild Thing followed up, which means also that Matilda can overgo the Wild Thing. That's the Steel Avenger, almost toppled. But the Wild Thing followed into the CPZ there, which meant that Matilda could attack right on the fringe of the corner patrol zone. So not great controlled aggression from the Wild Thing, but the Steel Avenger is in major trouble. The old feather duster looks a little bit flimsy. There goes I think Matilda is shaking her tail feathers, and off comes the duster. Yeah, there, look at that. Well, they had this little sort of peacock's plume at the back, no longer. And I wonder if Humphrey's going to take any part any longer. It seemed to me that Humphrey was immobilised. This is the Wild Thing chasing down the Steel Avenger here. Steel Avenger getting away. I think that oh no, they're okay. Humphrey's okay. Just about, or are they? We'll have to wait and see. Wild Thing on the attack on the Steel Avenger. It really has been the tail of the tape so far. Humphrey moving belatedly. Oh! Straight into the claws of dead metal after all that. Matilda, little tusk on Wild Thing. If it goes to the judges, Wild Thing have done enough. I don't think it'll go to the judges because Humphrey they've got, haven't they? This is dead metal trying to slice down through the shell of Humphrey, and the newcomers haven't lasted long. Mick Kirkwood, a staff nurse for an intensive care unit, and I'm afraid Humphrey is going to go back to the robotic unit for some quick repairs. Crunch! Oh, crumple, slice. Mick is going to take more than a plaster to mend, I'm afraid, your robot Humphrey. Onto the arena flipper, carefully placed. This is the Steel Avenger, being dragged by Kilowatt and pushed by Wild Thing. There's the Sir Kilowatt camera looking out. Onto his house robot teammate, Dead Metal, and there's the flipper, throwing Humphrey through the air. Away they go, crashing down. There's all the warning signs underneath. And the warning, we will flash to Humphrey next time around. Bring a better robot. You are about to be decimated and totally destroyed by Sir Kilowatt. Brave newcomers fall at the first hurdle, which leaves Wild Thing and the Steel Avenger going through, of course.
Humphrey gets the hump and goes out of the competition.
What's the diagnosis, Doc?
Split link failed, I'm afraid. It's probably only a pound part, but that's basically the reason why we're out. We lost traction to one of the wheels. You can't really defend yourself when you're going around in a circle.
Oh. Is that a bicycle chain?
It's actually one off a lawnmower. But,
So you could have replaced that quite easily.
I could have done it if I'd have had one here, but unfortunately we'll repair it and we'll find another day.
Yes, but that's the tragedy of Robot Wars. When you're out, you're out. Bye.
Ta-ta. Humphrey go, Wild Thing and the Steel Avenger through. Next up, the seated robots of Chromalot against the newcomers, Reactor and Scorpion.